You just hit the jackpot. For the first few seconds, it feels perfect. The numbers match, your hands shake, your brain is already in first class, staring at ocean views, planning a resignation speech your boss will never forget. But seconds later, the fantasy gets ugly. You are not just holding a winning ticket, you are holding a target with a dollar amount attached. The moment people find out, that money starts attracting scammers, thieves, lawsuits, fake friends, desperate relatives, and strangers who think your luck should pay their bills. Suddenly, the ticket is not a dream anymore. It is a warning label made of paper, because once this goes public, your name stops being a name. It becomes a price tag. So before you tell anyone, claim anything, or let panic become your financial advisor, you need a plan. And that brings us to step 1. Do nothing. Yes, you heard that right. The smartest move is no move at all. Not forever, just long enough for your brain to catch up with your bank account. Do not tell the group chat. Do not post a photo. Do not walk into work acting like the main character in a revenge movie. And most importantly, do not rush to claim the prize just because your adrenaline is screaming at you to move. In some places, the clock is kinder than you think. California gives certain winners up to 180 days to claim. That window is not just a deadline. Use that time to calm down before your panic starts making million-dollar decisions. And while you wait, protect the ticket like your future depends on it, because it does. Every year, billions in lottery prizes go unclaimed because people miss deadlines, forget tickets, or accidentally send a fortune through the washing machine. So before you dream about spending it, document it. Sign the back of it. Take clear photos. Record a short video with the ticket in your hand. Make copies. Then put the original somewhere boring, secure, waterproof, and fireproof, ideally inside a safe deposit box at a bank. Only after that should you take a breath. Not celebrate, not announce, just breathe. Because the first jackpot is the money. The second is making sure you're still in control when it finally arrives. Alright, stop daydreaming. This is where the jackpot stops being a fantasy and becomes a responsibility. Because you are not just about to be rich. You are about to be rich in a world full of people who know exactly how to find rich people. So the next move is to build a wall. Not a mansion wall. Not a security gate with stone lions. A boring wall made of lawyers, accountants, bank accounts, paperwork, and people whose entire job is to stop you from becoming your own financial crime scene. This is where someone like Jason Kurland enters the story. He was known as the lottery lawyer, the guy winners called when they suddenly needed help with taxes, trusts, banking, and media attention. Kurland reportedly charged around $200,000 up front, plus a $50,000 monthly retainer. That sounds insane until you remember what one bad decision can cost. A good lottery lawyer is supposed to set up accounts, coordinate with tax professionals, prepare the claim, and stand between you and everyone who just discovered they have always believed in your potential. On paper, they advise, they structure, they protect, they do not touch your money without permission. That is the idea. But even the best team cannot erase the biggest problem, your name. Every winner wants to stay anonymous, but in states like California, your full name can become public record. A trust may help later, but it does not make the original winner disappear. So once the claim happens, your name may be out there, attached to a number large enough to make strangers creative. And before the world gets louder, you need to get quieter. Your old life does not stop just because your new life is loading. So act normal. No dramatic exit, no emotional speeches, no I quit TikTok in the parking lot. Leave quietly, like a functioning adult, because drama is evidence people remember. Next comes the digital cleanup. Lock down social media, change your phone number, create a new email, move your mail to a P.O. box, remove your address from every public database you can. That keeps strangers away. But the harder part is people who already knew you before the money. There is a chilling story of a man who won $20 million, built a successful gourmet popcorn business, and generously helped the people around him, only to be murdered years later by his own sister-in-law. That does not mean every family member is dangerous. It means sudden money can turn love, guilt, jealousy, and entitlement into a family drama with a price tag. So decide what help looks like before anyone starts asking. Not while someone is crying on your porch, not while an uncle explains that his food truck idea is basically guaranteed. Decide it now. Set aside a specific amount for family support. Put it in a trust. Let the lawyer or trustee manage it. Then, when people come asking, you can say, I want to help, but the money is handled through the trust. That is not cold. That is survival with paperwork. And honestly, that is part of what you are paying the professional for, to be the bad guy in a suit. so you do not have to be the bad guy at Thanksgiving. And now comes the countdown, the moment you stop being anonymous and become a public winner. The giant check, the camera flash, the forced smile. It looks harmless until you realize the photo puts your face, your name, and your jackpot in the same frame. And once that image is out there, you do not control who studies it. History has not exactly been comforting. Yarouj Khan won $1 million in Chicago. A month later, he was dead from cyanide poisoning. The case was never solved. Gregory Birch Jr. won nearly $500,000 in Georgia. 2 months later, masked men broke into his home while his family was there. Now, to be clear, most lottery winners do not end up in a true crime documentary. But those stories prove one thing: visibility has consequences. So the next goal is simple: claim the money without becoming the mascot for it. If the press conference is optional, skip it. In many cases, the oversized check with your name on it may still make the news. Fine, let the cardboard become famous. You do not need to be standing next to it, smiling like a human ATM with teeth. Instead, go to the lottery office quietly. Do not drive your everyday car if there is any chance media might be outside. Rent a car if you need to. Do not bring your entire family like it is graduation day. Do not turn the claim into a parade. And if you choose to disguise yourself, keep it boring. A hat is fine. Sunglasses are fine. A different hairstyle is fine. Showing up dressed like a retired magician hiding from the IRS is not fine. The goal is privacy, not becoming a meme. Walk in like someone renewing a driver's license. Sign what needs to be signed. Take the normal-sized check. Leave before anyone in the room realizes they just watched a person become a headline. No speech, no viral moment. Because 15 minutes of fame is a terrible trade when the other side of the deal is a lifetime of being searchable. Congratulations! You escaped the cameras, dodged the crowd. Now comes the fun part: counting the money. Then you finally look at the check. It is smaller. Not emotionally smaller, mathematically insulting. Because the jackpot on the billboard was not a pile of cash sitting in a vault with your name on it. If you want the full advertised jackpot, the lottery pays it out over decades. Most winners do not choose that because almost nobody wants their miracle drip-fed. So you take the cash option, and instantly, the $200 million jackpot gets cut down to something closer to half. Then Uncle Sam walks in, smiling, holding a calculator. Lottery winnings are taxed as income. The government withholds a chunk before you get paid, which sounds comforting until you realize withheld does not always mean finished. Depending on your state, your timing, and your final tax bracket, another massive bite may still be coming. This is why the accountant is not optional. By the time the lump sum is chosen, the withholding is applied, and the real tax bill is handled, that beautiful $200 million fantasy can shrink to roughly $70 million of actual usable money. And now that $70 million is about to land in your bank account, you have a second problem. Your bank account was not built for this nonsense. A major bank helps, but even then, there is a catch. The government only insures deposits up to certain limits, commonly $250,000 per depositor, per insured bank, per ownership category. Against $70 million, that is not a safety net. This is where the wall you built earlier starts doing its job. The lawyer, the accountant, and the banking professionals help move the money into a structure instead of letting it sit there like a buffet for inflation, lawsuits, and bad decisions. One simple version might look like this. A large portion goes into boring, diversified investments designed to keep you rich after the adrenaline wears off. Maybe $40 million goes there. At a conservative 6% return, that alone could generate around $200,000 a month. Then maybe $10 million goes into the family trust, so helping relatives becomes a system instead of an emotional hostage situation. The rest stays flexible: housing, security, taxes, emergencies, and yes, a little bit of "I survived capitalism and would now like nicer towels" money. The exact numbers can change. The principle cannot. And once every dollar has a job, the money is finally under control. You, however, are a separate problem. Now you're officially sitting on money big enough to ruin your personality. And that is when the most dangerous feeling shows up. Permission. Permission to buy the life you used to screenshot at 2 a.m. So you buy the house. A $10 million place in the hills with ocean views, a pool that looks illegal to swim in, and a kitchen bigger than your old apartment. Then you buy the car, the watch, the clothes, the first-class tickets. At first, it feels amazing. Bills stop being scary, doctors call back, trainers come to you, dinner tastes like a 5-star restaurant moved into your kitchen. For a while, it really does feel like money fixed everything. Then the mansion opens its mouth. Not literally. Worse. Through invoices, property tax, insurance, landscaping, security, pool maintenance, repairs, cleaning staff. A broken gate motor that somehow costs more than your first car, because a mansion is not just a house, it is a full-time job with better lighting. Then one month you look at your spending and realize your free life now costs 6 figures just to keep breathing. And that is the first trap, the polite one. The second trap is people. The moment your lifestyle gets bigger, your phone gets louder. At first, the requests are personal: rent, medical bills, a cousin's temporary emergency. Then they get upgraded. Investments, partnerships, just a small stake. Some people ask directly. Others tell a sad story and leave a silence big enough for you to put a check inside. Every no makes you feel like a villain because now every problem around you looks technically solvable. Then come the professionals. Financial advisors, wealth managers, and private opportunity guys. In expensive shoes, charging 1% of your money to make it sound more complicated than it needs to be. And once personal requests slow down, the professional ones arrive wearing better shoes. Then come the business pitches. A restaurant, a wellness app, and a crypto project that swears it is not a crypto project, which is usually how you know it absolutely is. The poor people ask for help. The rich people ask for capital. And somehow, everybody thinks you are the missing piece in their life plan. Then comes the weirdest part. At parties, people ask, "So what do you do?" In America, that question is not small talk. It is a polite background check. And "I won the lottery" is technically an answer, but it makes the room feel like your entire career was sponsored by dumb luck. So you start editing your life. You say you are investing, taking time off, exploring opportunities. Rich person language for, "Please stop asking me why I get to be here." That is how the dream gets strange. You wanted freedom. What you bought was infrastructure. And the more people you need to run your life, the closer those people stand to your money. And just when your new life starts feeling almost normal, someone hands you an envelope, a lawsuit. Some guy you have never met says he is the real winner. He claims he bought the ticket. He claims the money should be his. It sounds ridiculous, but ridiculous still costs money when lawyers have to answer it. Yesterday, you were the lucky winner. Today, people are asking if you stole the ticket. This is why you hired the professionals. Jason and his team step in. They handle the claim, they answer the lawyers. They keep you away from cameras, microphones, and the dangerous human urge to explain yourself on live television. For a moment, the wall works. The lawsuit is loud. The internet is stupid, but you are protected until the shield turns around. Remember Jason Kurland, the lottery lawyer who was supposed to be part of your wall? In real life, Kurland was later convicted in a case involving fraud, extortion, and money laundering tied to lottery winners. That does not mean every lawyer is crooked. It means one trusted person should never hold too much power over your entire fortune. So the lesson is simple. Trust systems, not personalities. Big transfers need written approval. Major decisions need more than one set of eyes. Your lawyer, accountant, and banker should be checking each other, not politely nodding while one person drives the bus off a cliff. And after all of that, the lawsuit, the fake friends, the expensive lifestyle, and even the person hired to protect you becoming part of the danger, it starts to feel obvious. Maybe the lottery curse has found you. Maybe this is what everyone was warning you about. Maybe the money really does ruin everything. But no, that story is a little too convenient. That is why the curse story works so well. Winners go broke. Families turn ugly. Friends disappear. Money ruins everything. It is a great story. Scary, simple, comforting for everyone who did not win. But the data is boring. Most winners do just fine. The real danger is not the money. It is the speed. Your bank account changes overnight. Your brain does not. Money does not curse people. It exposes them. Still, plenty of people will keep believing the curse because "thank God I didn't win $70 million" is a very comfortable lie. Winning gives you money. Surviving it requires a version of you that money cannot buy. Remember that, just in case tomorrow's winning ticket is sitting in your pocket.